Well, guys, we got another update for you on what's going on with Sara and everything. We got some some good news. We got some answers, and we also had a setback. So if you want to find out what all that is, stick around because the Vochek experience starts right now. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video of the Vochek experience, where idiots are still always us. Always me. You know I'm always going to be an idiot, even through these trying times. Like I said before, we got to stay being an idiot, or else we're going to go crazy with all this stuff that's going on with Sara. Like I said in the intro, yes, we have some updates. We have a little bit of good news, we have some information, and we have a setback. So let's just get right into it and get on with the update. Since the last time I was able to sit down and record an update video for you guys, Sara was actually transferred out of the cardiac ICU, and she was placed in another cardiac wing in the hospital. It's more for like patients that have cardiac issues, patients who are, trying to recover and stuff, from transplants and different other things. And so she was transferred there. She was there for, I don't know, about a week, a little less than a week maybe, something like that. And from the updates that I got, by calling in and everything, that physical therapy has been in there a few times, trying to, get her to get moving a little bit and stuff. And of course, she's in a lot of pain, even from trying to, move her legs and stuff, because of the fact that she is so weak and hasn't really gotten up to walk or anything for the past 3 months. So her muscles are, they really need to get some strength back into them. And so it's been hard for her to maneuver, but they've gotten her to walk a few steps. They've gotten her to sit up in a chair a few times. So that's always good. So she was, there. She was telling me that she also has some pain, because she's also been texting a little bit more. She's told me a few days ago that texting what little she can text takes a lot out of her. So that tells you that she's still pretty weak and in pain and stuff, if just texting takes a lot out of you. Because Sara loves to text. So yeah. But it is nice seeing, getting those texts from her, a few times a day. I mean, sometimes I'll text her back and it'll take a few hours for her to get back to me, because of, they're still working on her. They're still doing stuff. They're still giving her meds and stuff. And just yesterday, me, my mother, and Sara's dad went out to Pittsburgh again to go see her. Not long after we got there, it was time for them to give her pain meds, and they're giving her some strong pain meds, let me tell you, because not long after they gave her the pain meds, she was pretty out of it. She kind of slept for a while, and while she was sleeping, we had the nurse practitioner came in to talk to us a little bit about what's going on, and what they've been doing and what they've been working on. And she told us too that it's very painful for her when physical therapy is there and everything. She also said that pretty soon they're going to be calling the ENT back, the ears, nose, and throat doctor, to come back and take a look at her vocal cords again, to see how well they're progressing, and if there's maybe anything else going on that we maybe need to look at regarding that, because she's still talking in a whisper and everything, and they just want to make sure that the damage caused by her being on the vent didn't permanently damage her vocal cords. And if that happened, if her vocal cords are damaged, then we're looking at some other procedures to try to hopefully correct that. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that it's just her throat is still healing. I'm just hoping that's all that is. And she also told us that for the most part, they're looking at getting her stronger by doing the physical therapy and stuff. They're hoping that she can get strong enough to where they can hopefully maybe put an LVAD wire in on her heart to keep it going and everything, and until they can send her to like a rehab center where they would be better at physical therapy and getting her stronger, because she did say that Sara meets all the criteria for a heart transplant, other than the fact that she is not up and walking around. So basically, that's the goal. We need to get her up, we need to get her walking around, we need to get her stronger so that, she's able to go through with the transplant surgery when that day comes. So that is what we're working to. We're working to get her strong enough to go to a rehab place, to get her even more stronger, more physical therapy, and to get her going so she can have this transplant. And the best part is they're looking at sending her to a facility that's a little bit closer than Pittsburgh. So who knows? Maybe I'll be able to go and visit her a little bit more often than, around once a week, due to, me working and all that stuff. So fingers crossed that we get to that point where they can get her strong enough so that, they can get her to a rehab facility. That's what we're looking at. And she also told us that they have pretty much ruled out just about everything they could think of, and they're thinking that what caused this heart condition in the first place could be a viral infection. That's what they're going with, that there was just, she had a virus, and it just, something happened and it went to her heart and caused all these heart issues that she's having. So, and of course, right in the middle of the conversations we were having with the nurse practitioner, my phone started ringing and I looked, and it was the geneticist calling. The geneticist had the results of the genetic test that we did a couple of weeks ago. And those test results have also come back negative. There's no sign of any kind of mitochondrial disease or anything like that. So basically it has to be, there's no other explanation other than it has to be some kind of viral infection that damaged her heart. So that's where we are. That's what we're at with what's causing all these issues with her heart to begin with. So yeah, the nurse practitioner stayed with us for a little bit. We talked, we joked, a little bit, and that's pretty much what she told us. So then the rest of the day that we were there visiting, we were just sitting there kind of watching TV with her, talking with her a little bit and everything, until it was time for the nurses to come in and, clean her up for the night and everything. So we all went out to the hallway while they did all that. And then when we came back in, when they were done, she was, gasping for breath. Like she just could not catch her breath. Even though all they did really was just clean her up, and they changed her bed sheets and, all that kind of stuff, and got her in a new, a clean gown and everything. But she just couldn't catch her breath and everything, and she was saying that her chest was hurting. So they called in one of the cardiologists that was there last night, And she came in and kind of looked her over a little bit, asked some questions, and said that, it's possible that just from her moving around a little bit to get everything done and changed and cleaned up, that she just, was just out of breath. It was just a little much for her and everything. So that was that. And then we stayed for a little bit longer. And then after a while, it was getting really late. So we left to come back home and everything. And then, so by the time we got home and everything, it was really late at night. So we was just like, we'll just update everybody the next day, all that stuff. So we all go to bed. And next thing I know, 4:30 this morning, the hospital is calling me. And I answer it, and it's one of the doctors telling me that they moved Sara back into the cardiac ICU. So she had a bit of a setback. That thing about her not being able to breathe kind of came back a little bit. So they looked at her and they noticed that she had quite a bit of fluid in her lungs and everything, which was restricting her ability to breathe. So they transferred her back to the cardiac ICU and told me that they're giving her some extra meds to kind of, bleed off some of that fluid and get that fluid out of her lungs. And he also said that if this continues on that trend with the fluid buildup in her lungs and everything, they may have no alternative but to put her back on the vent and intubate her again. I guess they discussed that with Sara, and she, I guess, told him, if it comes to that, she said, do what you got to do. And he asked me about that, and I said the same thing. Do what you got to do, because we want Sara to get better. I don't like, that we have these setbacks, but I understand setbacks happen. So we just got to keep thinking and praying for her and sending her good vibes and everything, that this setback is just temporary and we can get her back, in with physical therapy and everything to get her stronger and everything, so that they can send her to, a rehab facility so they can get her even stronger so that she can have the transplant surgery. Now, when she does get stronger, to be able to be transferred to, a rehab facility, they're probably most likely going to put an LVAD wire in her, which is this wire that, they put in her body, and this little monitor goes on her heart and everything to keep in it. It does something to keep it going and stuff. And there'll be like a little, battery pack, on her hip that she'll have to keep there, because there'll be a wire coming out of her, attached to that pack, then she'll have to make sure that she charges that, kind of like a cell phone type thing, which is, set to, keep her heart, going and everything while she's in the rehab center. And who knows, possibly she might even be able to come home with that LVAD wire once she does get strong enough, until they can get her on the list, until they can get her, set up with a new heart and everything, which of course, heart transplant surgeries, they could take anywhere between a few days, a few months to a few years, just depending on, her blood type and all that stuff. And of course, there's always risks that go with that and everything. So we all just got to prepare ourselves for those risks, and I'm sure more setbacks, even though we don't like that word setback. We don't like that happening, but it is going to happen from time to time, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the latest update I have on Sara. Let's just keep, like I said, just keep praying and hoping that no more setbacks, that this is the last setback for a while, and that they can get this fluid out of her lungs and everything, so that she can, get back into getting her strength back through physical therapy and everything, so we can get her into a rehab facility. So, But yeah, that's pretty much the update. So if you enjoy getting these updates, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. That way you get notified every time I post an update video. So, and of course you can follow me on all the major socials, all that links and all that stuff is down below. Check out the GoFundMe page that I have set up for her. If you feel like donating, go ahead and donating. This is for travel expenses, and food expenses, some medical expenses and bills and stuff. So feel free to donate if you'd like. And of course, down in my link too, you can also find links to my PayPal and my Cash App if you feel like donating there instead of the GoFundMe page. So that's that. I probably won't be able to get back up there to see her again until next week. We're thinking maybe next Wednesday. It just all depends on, the work schedules and all that stuff. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be next week when we go to see her again. And I'm actually, I'm glad that she's able to text me a little bit. Makes me feel a little bit better and everything, especially with her being 2 hours away. At least there's a little bit of communication with her other than calling the doctors and the nurses and getting an update. So that's good. I'm enjoying getting those texts, and I'm sure she's enjoying me texting her back and everything. It just still sucks that we're 2 hours away and we can't get out there as much as we'd like to, but it is what it is, I guess. But anyway, like I said, keep those prayers and those good vibes a coming, because she still has a long road ahead. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day, good night, good week, good weekend, whatever the case may be. I hope you're keeping cool. It has been quite the heat wave here where I'm at, so let's hope you guys are staying out of the sun and getting some nice, cool air conditioned on you, so you don't have a heat stroke or anything like that, because that wouldn't be good either. But anyways, with all that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one. So, bye for now.